Great job, she did. All right, more power to her. So how about this? An apparent difference of opinion on the Inspector General report over Hillary Clinton's email scandal. The State Department audit finding her use of private server violated government rules. They said that very clearly in the IG report. But the Democratic frontrunner appears to be looking at this whole thing differently. She argues that the report vindicated her because the rules were murky, she says, until after she left office. Watch for yourself.
I will say it was a mistake. I would not do it again, but I think that the rules were not clarified until after I had left, and the first Secretary of State to use a government email account was John Kerry some months into his tenure. Those are the facts.
Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst. Judge, let's jump right in. Is she right about that?
She's wrong. On her first day in office, she received a 2-hour tutorial by 2 FBI agents, at the end of which she signed an oath. It's a 2-page oath, and in that oath, she acknowledged her absolute solemn obligation to keep secure state secrets that were entrusted to her. 2 weeks before she signed that oath, she had already engaged Brian Pagliano, her information technology guy, to whom she paid $5,000 to migrate the public and the secret email streams away from the government servers.
But she believes she was keeping them secure. She says they were secure.
Well, they weren't secure because, according to General Michael Hayden, who ran the CIA and the NSA in the George W. Bush administration, she was hacked by the Russians, the Chinese, and the Israelis. So she's again misleading the public. The IG report, the Inspector General report, is damning to her. She cannot compare herself to Colin Powell. He didn't use his own server. He replied about 3 dozen times using Gmail on non-secret matters. She diverted 66,000 emails away from the government and onto her own property.
Okay, let's take another look at one more piece of sound from this interview with George Stephanopoulos, who pressed her quite a bit on this issue. Watch.
So you don't accept the conclusions of the report because they say you were unmindful of the rules.
Everybody in the department knew that I was emailing from a personal address. Hundreds of people knew it. People around the government knew it. And you know, that was what the practice had been, and that's what I did as well.
They did all know it. I mean, they all saw every time they got an email from her that it wasn't coming from a .gov address.
She did her best to keep her email, and we know this because we have reviewed the 33,000 emails that have been published of the 66,000, to within her inner circle. She did not want the rest of the State Department to know what she was doing. She especially did not